Furious, Kurono interrogated Isshin, questioning why he followed her and Higashi, needing to know if sabotage was the intent or not. Under Kurono's intense glare, Isshin cracked. Isshin pleaded his case, saying that he thought that Higashi was her perfect match, causing Kurono to tell him to leave and stop interrupting the date then. Kurono then began to ignore Isshin, talking to herself about having AI Higashi talk to her using the voice line she recorded. She went on to show her obsession more and more in front of Isshin, her delusions beginning to crack through. Isshin, realizing that it was too late for Kurono, commented on the fun she was having, only getting a positive response in reply. Higashi was greeted by Isshin, who he believed was Kurono's older brother. With his most menacing glare, he asked Higashi of his opinions of Kurono, and he asked him not to sugarcoat it either. Higashi, after a moment of silence, said that Kurono was just a normal girl that happens to stand out. What he neglected to add was that he was a little scared of her from time to time. Shocked, Isshin was blown away by Kurono being called normal, knowing that she was nothing but normal. Isshin, crying, admitted that Higashi is probably the best person for Kurono, and he can call Isshin Big Bro from now on. Higashi was confused by the whole situation, but went along with it anyway. While walking through the school hall, Kurono seemed even more menacing than usual, as she had an intense glare. Noticing the bags under her eyes, Higashi grew both curious and concerned. At almost a whisper, Higashi asked if Kurono was okay, but his words seemed to startle her more than comfort her. Turning beet red, Kurono commented that Higashi's true voice was overwhelming to her sensitive ears, causing her to panic. Higashi, unsure of what was happening, asked what was wrong. What Kurono failed to mention was that she stayed up all night listening to AI-generated phrases created from Higashi's voice recording, all to speak sweet nothings to her all she wanted. Kurono, never able to have enough of Higashi, had a secret date with him in the guise of stalking. As she leant around the corner, she wondered what her cute and adorable boyfriend was doing today, hoping to see a new and secret side of him. Planning to change this secret date into an actual one, she began to scheme and step out of the shadows when she noticed something unexpected. Another woman. Higashi was talking to a woman called Keiko, who was asking to hang out with him, to which he agreed. As Keiko celebrated hanging out with Higashi, Kurono was entering a murderous trance, questioning why another woman was approaching her man.
This can't be. Higashi, why are you with a woman?
Watching from afar, Kurono couldn't believe what she saw and thought that it was just a terrible dream, a living nightmare.
I hate it. Stop. Stop having so much fun with her.
Continuing to stalk Higashi and Keiko, she pleaded from afar for Higashi to stop, wanting him to not have so much fun with Keiko when she wanted him to be having fun with her.
I hate it. I hate it, Higashi. Higashi, I hate it.
As her Yandere love began to break her, she began muttering again and again. She admitted that the delusions hadn't completely taken her mind, as she knew most of what was between Higashi and her was one-sided and forced by her, but she still hated it, hated this. And that woman will suffer for what she's done. After a vicious encounter, Isshin was battered and bruised, asking if Kurono had finally calmed down. From his appearance, his attempts to subdue Kurono was a fierce one at that. Kurono was also breathing heavily from this encounter, demanding for Isshin to step aside so she can eliminate her rival. Isshin, being the voice of reason, told Kurono that she can't go and hurt a civilian, and if she truly loved Higashi, she'd find another way. In tears, Kurono pleaded with Isshin to give her a solution to her issues, her overwhelming emotions clearly hindering her thinking. Mentally flailing, she vocalized her confusion, leaving Isshin to take the comforting role, saying that asking Higashi for the truth will be the best solution, because it's also the normal solution to relationship troubles. Approaching Higashi at school, Kurono, in the politest yandere way, asked what happened the day before with the girl he was with. Higashi tried to explain what happened, but words failed him, and Kurono began to explain that she actually knew who the girl was since she looked into who Keiko was. Crying, Kurono announced that she knew that Keiko was Higashi's cousin. She went on to compliment every part of Keiko's life, and comparing herself to Keiko, saying that Keiko was a better fit for Higashi than she was. Through the tears, Kurono admitted that she can't compete with Keiko, as Keiko's a normal girl while Kurono isn't. As her words were choked off by crying, Higashi began to pat Kurono's head. As Higashi patted Kurono's head, he had a counterpoint to her concerns and comments. She's his girlfriend. Higashi apologized, as he felt he wasn't great at comforting Kurono. As he patted her head, she seemed to register his words and their deeper meaning. As Higashi smiled at Kurono, he claimed that he was a pretty uncool boyfriend, but the opposite seemed true for Kurono. Suddenly, Kurono latched on to Higashi, startling him so much that he yelped out in surprise. Kurono apologized, as she loved her adorable boyfriend so much that she had a cute aggression moment that caused her to hug him tight for 10 minutes straight. Sitting in a slump, Kurono complained about the complexities of human emotion and how annoying they can be. Her sudden comment stunned Isshin, catching his attention. Isshin began to panic as he didn't want a repeat of the last situation. He hoped he could fix whatever was happening, but Kurono spoke out again, saying that she can't meet Higashi. Kurono blurted out that if she saw Higashi, she'd lose control and possibly do something that she'd regret. Kurono admitted that Higashi is making her fall more and more in love with him every time they meet, and is driving her mad. Isshin attempted to give her advice, but she instantly rejected it, deciding that she will go and see Higashi. Isshin, realizing the challenge that Higashi faced, mentally gave him his respect. Walking down the hall together, Kurono was thinking about kissing Higashi, but her resting face was more of a menacing glare rather than anything else. Kurono was internally gushing over Higashi, how she loved him, how he's adorable, how she found his lips so cute, all resulting in her wanting to kiss him. But Higashi noticed Kurono's stare and got curious. However, Kurono restrained herself, admitting that she will become overstimulated and possibly pass on from just a mere kiss. She confessed to herself that she'd actually probably just pass out from the kiss, but if Higashi learnt of her lewd thoughts, then she'd definitely leave this world of the living. Meanwhile, Higashi was just concerned for Kurono, as she was making many faces that all seemed unnatural. Kurono had grown from the plain, bullied girl with glasses to a school beauty due to her want to be appealing for Higashi. The boys in the hall gossiped about her as she passed, realizing the changes she had made and that a lot of fools had asked her out over and over. The onlookers commented that everyone that hit on her was ruthlessly shot down, and that she also admitted that she only has one man for her, and she'll stay with that man for life. They saw Kurono, lunch in hand, approach Higashi and asked to eat lunch with him. As they stared on, Higashi didn't notice the odd stares, but he definitely felt them, as he and Kurono linked arms, happily walking off to have lunch together.